Welcome back to the channel for day 2 of the courtroom build. Let's get building. Welcome back to Starlight for the second part of the courtroom build. Now, since you were last here, I have done a little bit of work, and so I'm just running around showing you all the good stuff. We got our stairs up above sorted out, and today we're going to get some floors down. So I've sped this up because I don't think it's hugely interesting, but Snappy Ass Kits has these wonderful floor pieces that you can go with, and I end up changing these a couple of times, but in the end they look pretty good, and it all builds to the overall look of the courtroom. And this is really going to be the main foyer area in here. Now, these come from Snappy Ass Kits, as I say. Workshop Rearranged has something similar, but not quite these, but certainly floor pieces, and I think USO probably also has these pieces for you to play with. So just going to switch it up a little bit and change up the patterns just a little bit. As you can see, I'm having my usual snapping issues, but never mind, we get there. They will fit in there. It just takes it. There you go. Just takes a little bit of time. Now I make a huge mistake here, I delete part of the wall, but that's okay. Just got to be careful that you're aiming at the right place when you're doing that. I'll fix that a little bit later. It's not a major issue. And so I just wanted to enhance it a little bit by, so I'll put the stairs back in. That's it, cool. And put that door back in. So again, you can see build order is key here. And you can see I've changed the look of the front. Last you were with us, it was different configuration and different type of frontage, but it's now the old red small bricks because I think it just looked better, and I've put a couple of windows and stuff in, so that's alright, all good. So we just get the last. Now this wall's not clipped in properly, and you will get this sometimes. Once you click it in, this should just fit nicely into here, he said, optimistically. Now what was wrong here is the base was a different foundation, and therefore for some reason it wouldn't clip to it. There we go, we're in. Nice. Put the stairs back. And today we'll start to get the courtroom sorted out and down in here, and you're going to start to see, I know there's a few of you were sort of trying to get your head around where I was going on this build, so hopefully today it will become all nice and clear on exactly what I'm trying to do down here. Now, strangely enough, the holding cells area took me a long time to get the configuration right, so I will show you one of the configurations today, and I don't think it's the final one, but take that out and we'll put the cells in there. So it's got a little bit of a floor. And also I take these two doors out and put a single door in that corridor there. So I change it around a bit, but I thought I'd just leave this in so you get a feeling for where I was going. And which is sometimes hard to know where I'm going with things at times, but hopefully it will become clearer in a sec. As my subs that join the live stream every week know, I do get distracted pretty easily. So these should just clip in, these cells. They, some reason, I don't know though, they're a bit of a strange size, so they don't fit perfectly in here for some reason. I don't know why, and but it does take me quite a while to figure out, as I said, the best configuration here. But they should just click in. Now, one of the things that you got to be very careful from, and I think I'll go outside and have a look at this. These single ones are not too bad, but the bigger ones are a bit taller, and so there's always the possibility that they'll be sticking through the floor. So I think I'll go and check that fairly shortly. Now these should clip together. Now they're from Workshop Rearranged, so those ones do clip together. I'm not sure about these jail cells from other mods. And if you notice, the bigger ones kind of fill the room, whereas there is a bit of a small gap with the smaller ones. But again, we'll just get these into place roughly where we want them. And the idea is that you know, people who are about to appear in court, these are the holding cells, and they come in here. So they're not going to be a long-term cell that they're going to be held in. They're just short-term little cells for the prisoners to wait. And I will do something a little bit special a little bit later in the build, that you'll see that. See, oh, okay, that's not supposed to be there. Yeah, I know, I accidentally put that through before. So let's just see. Yeah, we're good. We haven't got anything moving through the floor upstairs, but just be aware of that, because I do have a much higher floor put in here. So I have no idea what I'm doing here. Just wandering around. Now, here we go. So I want to open up this area a little bit more. We'll get rid of that. That works a little bit better. So I cut out the 5 minutes that I spent reconfiguring all these, and they're pretty close now. So we'll leave that for like that for now, and we'll cut out the major faffing that went on for about another 10 minutes. So okay, we just shut the door and ignore it now. So we've got the corridor working pretty well now, and the cells are all nicely configured, at least in the iteration that I decided to go with for now. Now here we go upstairs. This is the courtroom area, and we're going to find some walls to put in here that are a little bit different to downstairs, and I just try to mix it up a little bit as far as the overall look goes upstairs. So I want much more of a stone look upstairs. So first thing to do is put a couple of double doors in, and again, when you're building, very important thing to do is make it symmetrical. So you'll notice I've got two of the same panels on either side of the door to make it look symmetrical, and it's very important that you do that, because this whole building, at least, I try and keep as symmetrical as possible, to improve the look. So again, here I'm looking for items to use with the build, and eventually I do come across something perfect for what I need. So all part of the exploration. And I could have cut this all out, but I thought I'd leave it in just to show you that there's just so much choice. So we go with the stone walls here, just to try and tie it in from downstairs. But we found some really nice windows here that we can use. And so we'll just get the walls in here. I've sped it up as usual just to try and get this this rinse and repeat done as quick as possible. Now I'll put these all in to start with, just to get the overall shape. Of course it's fighting me because it's the last piece. But there we go. So that's the main courtroom area. Now I have an idea of running certain things in here, or at least configuring certain things in here. So I'm just going through and seeing if, there we go. Now these just break up that overall look. So the neighbour's dogs are being extremely special today, so I apologise for the barking in the background. I keep stopping the recording, and yep, there you go again. They keep wanting to be in the video, so if they want to be in the video, let's let them be in the video. Why not? Everybody is welcome. So there we go. So I decided to change the walls out only because now I could have used the window skins here, but I decided to change the walls out a little bit. And when I say window skins, I actually mean wallpapers that are available with Snappy House kits. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I want to build a little recessed area in the back here. So just put all the walls down first, and then pull what I need in, and then I'll delete out the rest. So it was interesting when I researched courtrooms and looked at some photos, just exactly how so here I'm just trying to configure what I need to have in here. It was interesting to see how much I had to include in a courtroom area. So there was a number of things that I had to put in that I hadn't anticipated, and hopefully as this build goes through you'll start to see what I'm talking about. So what I want to do in here, I'm going to give the judge a little room at the back there, and it's like a little office. I'm not lucky enough to have been to court myself, but I know I've seen plenty of things where the judge comes out from a room behind his little lectern or little desk there. So I'm going to make a little room in the back there for the judge. And now we'll just get the ceiling in. I do make a mistake here because you can see these ceilings all have something a little bit, I guess it's wallpaper or something hanging down, or part of the ceiling hanging down, and you can see they just look a bit silly because the pattern's so repeating. So your eye's drawn to it. So I'll change them out. I think I'll leave one just to mix it up a little bit. And so we're going pretty good so far. You can start to see where this is going, hopefully now, and what I'm trying to achieve. Now, I decided to put these railings up here. I really want them to sit up on top there, but there we go. They'll sit up on top there. So there's a couple of different styles of these railings. Some have an open end, the others have both ends like that, and so clip them on the high one and they should all just clip together. Famous last words by me. There we go, but we will get them in. There we go, just like that. And so it's just adding to that, as I said in the first video, it's a kind of colonial type courtroom look I want to go for, so it ties in a little bit with the Minutemen vibe that we've got, plus it kind of hides the fact that that wall is a little bit higher than it should be, and it just, you know, it takes your eye away from that fact. It looks as though it blends in and should be there. So here we go, we're looking pretty good. Yep, I like the look of this now, and I like the flow. It's all flowing pretty nicely here. So what to do next? Well, we're about to build, I guess we'll build the judge's area in here, where the judge would reside in the courtroom. About here. So I'm just trying to measure roughly where this will sit. And then, because we need to have a raised platform now. What I'm trying to do, you'll see in a sec what I'm trying to do, but I'm going to, because I need a raised platform, I need something for that floor to snap onto. So I'm using the small stairs so I can snap it. Let's just see, and I need a single piece too. There we go. So that's not too bad. Now, how close is that to the wall? I think we're pretty right. And again, when I was building this is all kind of I'm improvising like you wouldn't believe here. So I'm playing around here to see if I can put something underneath that floor there to block it. But I end up noticing there's two thicknesses here, so I put these single floors in now. We're about to change it up a little bit, because when I walk around the corner here I realise this platform is actually not straight and isn't flush to the wall. So I've cut that bit out for you, but I wanted to show you this bit. So I use these wooden pieces to build another part of the courtroom. And so this is an interesting technique if you're looking to have a little bit of a raised platform. And once you get that first piece in, and you will see that all I need to do is just run it round the whole room, and then take away the pieces that I won't need. And there we go, push that one up there. Now for some reason it doesn't want to clip in there, so we might have to go with a single piece there. You can see it's all running off of this. We don't actually need any of those pieces. That was just so we could continue this platform around that way, because we need to build a couple of things at the back of the room and to the left hand side of the room in here. I think Okay, so we're going to take that wall out. We actually need that wall out anyway, and we're going to probably take that single floor out as well. So a lot of this is preparation work, just getting everything ready for what we're about to make. So I found these wooden canters which just work perfectly in here. There you go. So that is the judge's area right there. And I know it's floating at the moment, but we will fix that. And we need to just center that up a little bit more. It's not quite straight on there, but we will fix that. And trying to find the right seat that should sit in there. Probably not that one. Probably the next one is the right one. You can see that they're not quite straight there. Strangely enough though, they're clipping onto it. So first time I've ever used these pieces, so I'm just familiarising myself with them. But they are perfect for this look and what I'm looking to use them for. There we go. All starting to come together nicely now. Yep, I think I'll use that seat. One of the things I was looking for here, and I could probably do it now. This is before I'd figured out how to increase the size of things. I could have made that bigger with place anywhere. But anyway, that's for now. That's good. Just so that you can see the seat above. But I guess if somebody's sitting down in there, it's not going to matter. So put the flags behind here, because usually you would have these type of flags sitting behind. And I think we're going to have to persuade them in. Yep, we'll just put that one down there and persuade it in. There you go. And I think we should have a Minuteman flag on the other side, just to sell the overall look. Yep. And there you go. So that all looks as though a bit of frame drop, but that's okay. Just a little bit closer to the seat. And we're starting to make some good progress here. I think it's really starting to come together now, how I thought it would. Pretty much it for today, guys. Join us in the next episode and we'll start to really get the courtroom finished and hopefully the final decoration. Thanks for watching, guys, as ever, and catch you later.